Well, Kim, we do have to hop over to our next roving reporter, not to cut you off ever, because I know we could talk about everyone all day. And our next roving reporter is the amazing Denise Millet. So, Denise, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin Carey. This is Denise Millet coming to you as a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. I am here to help entrepreneurs be found online, and we're talking about your podcasts this week. And if you're thinking about podcast seems like a heavy lift, it's a lot of work, I'm not sure I want to do it, or you're doing one and it's taking up a lot of your time and you're not sure it's worth it, I want to tell you something. Studies have shown that 80% of listeners listen to the entire episode once they begin one. That to me shows an enormous amount of intent on the part of listeners. So if you're trying to measure your audience and what might get the most exposure for you amongst your audience that you are reaching, you can get no better than a podcast listener, than an audio listener. The spoken word is very powerful. It also gives your tone, and the way you present yourself tells so much about you, give you warmth and depth and things they can't get from words on a page or a still picture. It shows focus. It shows focus from the audience. And that is a gift. I mean, that is something that we can't get. We want so often and we can't get. But podcasting is just one of the best ways that you can get a focused audience to pay attention to what you have to share. If you make a connection with them to what they need and what their issues, their problems, their ideas, the information they want to hear. If you find that formula, you can succeed greatly with a podcast. So what I would like to say to you is if you have a podcast or you want to create one, the one thing you also want to do is make sure that podcast is findable. Put it on your website. Make a page for each episode. That is the place you can control and be findable. Because if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Thank you so much. Back to you, Kevin Carey. Thanks, Kevin Carey. This is Denise Millet coming to you as a road.
Thanks, Denise.
So she is absolutely brilliant when it comes to the findability. We have coined her the findability queen, and we are like so proud of her for doing all she's doing to help all of us podcasters. Because the truth is, Carrie and I have several podcasts as well. And Carrie, I just want to ask you, did you know that 80% of listeners stay till the end on podcasts?
I didn't, Kim, and I've got to confess, even though I love numbers and I love data and those kind of information that is put out there, I don't often find these things. So I get a lot of this information from our community members, and that's a really good statistic.
It's very impressive because if you are doing a podcast, I will just put it out there. If you're doing a podcast and it's a free one, not a paid one, that is one of your freebies. Like, people get hung up on creating a freebie for their business as an entrepreneur. And I just want to say a podcast is a freebie. A podcast is a way to send people to your website or to your business or to you personally. So I think this is a really important statistic that she brought to the table today. So
And I also love what Denise said about and we've experienced this because we've spent a lot of time on Clubhouse. Having those audio conversations gives you such an insight into a human, and you get to know them. Like, I've had people reach out to me and say that they listen every single week, and you can tell by the way they reach out to you that they're talking to you like they know you because they've heard you every single episode. And it just makes that beautiful connection with people to expand our network and have people that we can actually connect with in real life as well.